Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Dr. Angel Storm. I'm the founder of Ashes to Beauty Ministries. Welcome again. I'm talking to you today about the gift of empathy. This was a question that I got a few weeks back. Somebody had commented on one of my videos where I had mentioned that empathy is supposed to be a gift, and that part of using that gift, part of understanding that gift is first of all, understanding how to use it and also stewarding it well, because if you don't steward it well, like all gifts, empathy will be a weapon that's used against you. So I want to talk to you a little bit about empathy in this video today. So it's a little bit different than my normal videos where I talk to you about how to overcome narcissistic abuse, but I think that it's really important to understand who you are, how you were made, and how to utilize that best in the world that you live in, you know, your specific situation. And so let's just get started. Let's just start talking about this. So I think it's really important to understand, first of all, the difference between empathy and sympathy. So sympathy is where you can feel how the other person is feeling. If somebody loses their grandma, for example, and you have already lost your grandmother, you know what it's like, what they're feeling. And so you give them what we call a sympathy card, right? Empathy is where you can understand how the person feels, but that you don't embody those emotions. You can absolutely see the situation from the person's perspective, but you don't embody those feelings. You don't actually put yourself into their shoes completely emotionally. And it's funny because a lot of times we get these two things confused. We mix them up. I'm an empath, I feel what other people feel, or I'm an empath, so I can feel all of the energy around me, and that's true, but that's actually sympathy. What you're feeling is sympathy for other people. You need to learn how to use your gift as an empath in order to not absorb everybody else's emotions, the frequencies in the room, the atmosphere that you walk into. As an empath, you should be able to sense the atmosphere in the room and change it, shift it with your own vibrations. And this is, again, a process that that you need to undertake by being very diligent, by being very mindful of your gifting, and when you are feeling emotions that are not your own, you need to be aware and be able to distinguish what you are feeling from your own personal situation versus I've walked into an atmosphere that has negative energy in it and I'm absorbing it. So this is a really important part of recovering from narcissistic abuse, because it's going to ensure that you don't make the same mistakes again. A lot of people who end up with narcissists are empaths because narcissists are very good at reading people, and they absolutely understand that empaths who don't understand their gift, who don't know how to utilize that gift as both a protective shield around them and as a method of helping other people heal. If you don't understand how to use that, narcissists know that you will give them multiple opportunities, multiple chances, and so you'll find situations where people have been abused verbally, emotionally, mentally, financially, even physically, sexually for years, and they don't leave the person. Why? Because they're an empath and they feel what it would be like to be that person. So they start listing all of the reasons. The person didn't have a good upbringing, the person didn't have a mom or a dad in the home, you know, the person might be able to change, I want to see the good in this person. So an empath is going to, who does not know how to use their gift, I should say, an empath who does not know how to use their gift and does not understand the power in what they've been given, is going to use their gift, is going to work against them. They're going to start rationalizing the way that the narcissist or whoever, any toxic person, any abusive person, is behaving. And the empath is going to continue to make excuses continuously for the person that is abusing them. And it just is this crazy, continuous cycle. So understanding, again, I want to teach you something. I want to teach you something in this video. You can probably say to yourself, like, yes, that's me. I've been doing that. I've been using all of those reasons and excuses as the justification as to why I stayed with the narcissist. Okay, so what to do about that? How do you move forward from where you are into the life that you are meant to have? How do you use your gift as an empath to not only heal your own self, protect your own self, but also help other people heal, help other people step into the fullness of their calling, of their giftings? So first is to get good at understanding when you are feeling your own emotions and when that is somebody else's. You will constantly be feeling emotions. So if you ever notice that, like, you went into a store and you all of a sudden felt sad, but then when you walked outside of the store, everything just seemed to get better. You just felt uplifted. That's because you were absorbing the atmosphere in the store instead of shifting it. So I also feel other people's energy, and I have gotten very good at paying attention to when this is my own issue, when there is something internal in me that needs to get worked out, and when I am simply feeling somebody else's emotions. It's interesting because when I first started becoming a life coach, I was often asked by a lot of different people how I didn't just feel or like be sad about everybody else's situations that I was dealing with all day. How did I not take on all of my clients' burdens? And that was never an issue and is still not ever an issue. I care very deeply about every single one of my clients. I spend time in prayer for every single one of them, but I don't embody what they are going through. If I do that, I'm no help to them. I'm no help to them, see, because I'll just see the same thing that they're seeing. They have hired me to see something that they don't see. They have hired me to help them walk through a situation that they have not already walked through. And if I lose that perspective, I'm no good to them. I'm of no use to them, and they're wasting their money. So I got intentional about this. You need to be intentional about it. And I've talked a lot about establishing your baseline, paying attention to your own thoughts, your own feelings, and keeping track of them. You need to do this over a period of time. You need to do this at least 4 times a day. Set a reminder in your phone, or however you use your schedule. Have a little reminder pop up in your emails or on your desktop computer. However it will work for you, you need to have that done. You need to understand, I am feeling this way. When you get around certain people, start paying attention to your environment. You know, what types of things are you feeling when you are hanging around the certain types of people? Do you notice that you have toxic thoughts about yourself, about your life, when you get around a certain person or you enter into a specific atmosphere? You aren't going to be strong enough to shift the atmosphere if you're not even aware of the fact that the atmosphere is impacting you. So step number 1 is to start realizing, what are your thoughts, what are your feelings, and what are those thoughts and feelings of other people, the atmosphere, the environment that you walk into. When you recognize that you are feeling somebody else's emotions or you are picking up on their thoughts, this is not something to be ignored either. So step number 2 is, if you recognize that those things are coming from another person or from the general atmosphere that you're involved in, what do you want to do about that situation? Is that the environment that you want to have around you? If not, you need to do things that will change it. I specifically, when I feel that way, I will start going into prayer, because that is such a weapon. It forms a shield around you. And so this is what I do every single time. I don't care if I'm in a store or if I'm with a group of close friends. It makes no difference to me about the people that I'm around. I don't need to make a big scene about it, but I'm also not just going to allow myself to be saturated in that atmosphere without taking authority over it and start shifting it, start changing it intentionally and purposefully. Sometimes if you can identify who the feelings of either toxic thoughts or negative feelings are coming from, maybe you are picking that up in order to have a conversation with them, in order to minister to them. You need to really be paying attention to the why behind why you are feeling this. Again, this is a gift. So why did you get that gift? What is it in you that is waiting to be pulled out to help somebody else? And again, you can't do this if you can't determine what your own feelings are and what somebody else's feelings are. The other thing I want to just quickly mention here is that Empaths have the ability to wreck other people's days by not controlling, not having authority over their own emotions and their own thought processes. When I walk into a room, I'm aware that my presence has shifted that atmosphere. And when I am not having a good day, I bring my negative energy into that room, and it is palpable to people, even to people who are not empaths. They can feel that there is something happening here. They understand that this environment just got toxic, and the opposite is also true, but I've started to try to be very, very mindful of that, because the more that you grow in this gifting, this is like any other natural gift that you may get. So for example, some people are just naturally artistic, some people are naturally athletic, and those things are great, and that's amazing. But if they want to become the best at that gift, they still need to put aside time and invest in learning how to utilize that gift. So they go to practice, or they hire a person who can help them learn how to paint or draw better. There's all types of gifts like this. Just because yours is not naturally visible on the outside doesn't mean that it's any less effective or important. And so again, you need to be intentional about doing this. You need to be intentional about sowing into your gifting, about developing it. This is not going to happen just because you want it to happen. You have to be intentional about doing it. You should start practicing this with your own home, And it may sound far-fetched. I encourage you all to go look it up. Plants respond to your energy. Plants are very good indicators of what is happening in the atmosphere. And when you can take sick plants and make them healthy again simply by removing them from the home that they were in and bringing them into your home, you're going to start to know and see that you have control over your gifting. This is you need to be intentional about it. I don't know how else to say this. So you need to be intentional about your energy, about the way that you control your emotions, your reactions, your responses to different situations. You need to have complete control over that. You will never shift an atmosphere if you cannot control your own self. If you cannot control your internal environment, you will never have the impact that you want to have on the outer side, on your external world. And so this is, again, one of the ways that you start to utilize this gift for you and not have it work against you, as you likely have in your relationship with a narcissist or whatever other toxic people that have been in your life, is to start recognizing it and treating it as a talent, as a gift. You need to start developing it. So after all of this is said and done, you might be thinking, what is the purpose of me being able to feel other people's emotions or other people's thoughts? Why is it that this thing even exists? And the truth is that empaths are supposed to be incredible healers and leaders. The empaths are able to feel and to sense what is missing in their families, in themselves, in their closest friends, and really in society as a whole. Empaths are supposed to make incredible leaders. They are supposed to be able to be strong leaders. They're supposed to be able to sense when something is missing and to be able to call the person out if they are doing something that is wrong, if they are adding into the chaos or the negative circumstance that's happening in a situation. Empaths are supposed to be able to see that, feel it, and call it out, so that the atmosphere changes, so that the situation changes. Same thing with healers. The problem is that empaths often will allow their emotions to override their wisdom. So, for example, going back to an abusive relationship of any type, being with a narcissist, dealing with toxic people, you're more likely to stay longer because you think that every person that comes to you who's hurting is your responsibility, and that's simply not true. See, using wisdom, using discernment, it will teach you when you're supposed to stay and help somebody, how much you're supposed to be involved in that process, and when your time with them is done. And too often, empaths just feel that they are able to change it, that this person will change with more love or understanding or caring, or that the the love bombing phase of dealing with the narcissist is who they truly are, and all they need to do is just love that narcissist, and then they'll just become the person that they always are in the love bombing stage. And hopefully, if you've been watching my videos, you've learned that that is not the narcissist's true personality. See, again, empaths sometimes want to see how things ought to be, how things should be, and they're not willing to look at how things actually are. And unfortunately, empaths need to also learn that everybody is a sovereign person. So everybody gets to make their own decision about whether they want to heal, whether you're involved with that process or not, and how much of that process you're involved in, even if you are involved in helping them heal. And that's something that all empaths need to learn. All people need to learn that, but especially empaths who are more prone to allow their feelings to lead them in making decisions, as opposed to looking at the whole of the situation and really seeing where they fit in, where they can affect change, and when it's just not their responsibility, when they are not called to do or to intervene into a situation. So I hope this video has helped you understand a little bit more about empaths, why they exist, what you're supposed to do with that gift, how to use that gift, how to strengthen that gift, and ultimately how to apply it to the situation around you. You should use that gift first as a gift to your own self, to heal your own self, to affect your own environment, so you personally in your body, and second, your own home, the place that you live in. And third, as you grow more and more, eventually the region, the society that you live in. So you guys, I hope this helped you. I hope this explains some things to you. Again, I'm Dr. Angel Storm. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel below and turn on the little bell so that you're notified whenever I upload a new video to this channel.